a sprint at minute 20. 3, 2, and 1. Same for the end of the race. Top 3, 3, 2, and 1 for that jersey. La meta volante será el minuto 20. También las tres primeras posiciones del final son puntos que se dan para la meta volante. No free laps, no vuelta gratis. Soul feed will be open until 2 laps to go. La zona de alimentación estará abierta en la subida a mano derecha y se cierra faltando 2 vueltas. ¿Alguna pregunta? Any questions?
Be safe, be kind to one another, roll out!
Yeah.
Welcome to the House of Pain. That's how we call this circuit, which is the one in Vista View, Fort Lauderdale, close to Miami. This is one of the Rosewood series. Most of you guys already know. This is a circuit that not everyone goes to it or enjoy it because it's a lot of pain with the little hills that we have here. When I say little, they're little based on the distance. They're short, but they're really punchy. One of these hills has, I think that one of the time I saw like around 9% or something. So this is the first lap right here, 40 plus. This is a 40 plus race, and if you're thinking that the 40 plus is gonna be easier, you're wrong. Everyone here is top level rider. We have main contenders here, City Bike, 6 riders, and you don't know which one is gonna be the poker player and which one is gonna be the one that is really aiming to win, because every single one of these riders are capable of winning. Even one of them has the series jersey because he won the last race, which was the first one out of this series. And look at them, they're all over the place. We also have Kingdom Racing. Most of the time they bring around 3 guys. I think that this time there was only 2, but 2 riders that are enough for which is Pedro Medina and his other rider, which is a pretty strong one. He is the leader of the race from City Bike. Here we got pretty much everyone here, guys. They're top level riders. The power on this climb over here, I was looking at my power. I'm first lap and I'm like, how am I gonna sustain this? But this is not just about how fast you can climb, because there is a lot. There's different styles of climbing. You can be a steady, powerful climber, or a punchy, fast climber. It depends on the climb, of course, but it's not in this type of race. It's not just the climb, it's also the downhills. Like we were doing 35, 36 miles an hour down this hill, and then we have to go up again in this other climb, which you can see how everyone gets separated because it's like a pure sprint all the way to the top. And this is the kicker right here. Most of the time when we get to this part of the race, with this part of the climb, the guys at the front already slow down, so we're able to regroup. But if we have someone that is at the front, and when we get to that point that someone decides to attack and the group doesn't slow down, there is a lot of people that get dropped. And that's gonna be the case, and that's what happens to me on this race, and I got dropped like a potato. um, Super happy to race with these guys and everything, even though that I got dropped. I think that I only made like 5 laps, something like that. And first time that I got dropped, they slowed down and I was able to get back. But the effort coming back, any race, guys, any race that you do, I would recommend to be in the front. This position where I am right now, I'm pretty bad position. I would say it's kind of like the worst position ever. I'm maybe in the last 10 people, um, and that's pretty bad because, like right here, look at the front. The front is already going over there when I'm in the end of the corner and I'm trying to speed up. And these are the good things when they um, slow down, because that's how you're able to get to closer. But if you don't go, like in my case right here, if you don't keep going forward, how are you gonna enter to the next uh, time that you hit the climb is really important. Because if you are in the back, you have to do extra effort that the guys at the front are not doing. Also, this is the second time that I raced this race with this tricky thing over here that they put some kind of cones in the middle. I don't know whole idea was it, but man, what a brain. I guess that is for all the situations. It's not for the race because this is park. And but that's another technical part that you are gonna have to be careful when you are in this race. You're gonna have to make sure that you know that you have to be in the center, because if you move to the side, those cones over there, like look at here, I'm in the back. I'm trying to keep it steady and fast, but at the same time, the guys at the front are kicking it. So this is the belly of the climb. Kind of like if you are good enough to go around, you can make time. But look at the power of these guys. Just to keep it together, they have to like sprint up. And I'm sure that in everyone's mind, they're thinking, and this is not just the climb. Now you have to go down here and climb again. I love this race. Have been times where I have done pretty bad. Have been times where I have done pretty good. But I'm always happy with the outcome. We have a Hialeah bike shop with two guys over here. They were pretty fast too, pretty strong. Every single person in this race, guys, top level for sure. To be able, just by signing up for the race, knowing the pain, that's how they call it. That they have been calling it like that for a while now. The house of pain, and it's based on the suffering that it gives you. Of these up and down hills. This is actually the only hills that we have that we can enjoy in a race here in Southwest Florida or Southeast Florida. Other than that, everything is pretty flat. So here we got an attack, and then we got another attack. So you can see that the people still hammering down. Look at one of the Kingdoms guys. The people still hammering down, and I'm barely hanging right now. Looking at my power, I'm like, this is insane. And this is something that I was asking and I was talking to my friends and in my way back, and I say, okay, I feel like really strong in my community rise and with my friends when I go and we ride pretty hard on the Tuesday and Thursday and weekends. But then I come over here to this level of cycling, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, why it makes me feel like I'm not training at all. But it's okay. I'm super happy that I'm able to do it for sure. So this corner here is pretty tricky. Last time there was one of the girls from City Bike that fell, and because it was a little gravel in the corner, and she fell pretty bad, but she was able to recover, and she's racing again. Pretty strong girl. Um, so single file pretty much every time until, and one of the good things, at least for me, that was hanging in the back here was that I think in the first lap or the second lap, the leaders jersey and one other guy from a different team, they went to the front, and they have been in the front. I think that they spent like 7 laps at the front. Um, so City Bike has 5 people in this group willing to lose their chances of winning because they have their leader at the front. So you have a few people here that are working not to go fast. Like you can see how this guy at the front from City Bike just pulled to the side. They're not going 100% unless there is a threat at the front. But if it's not a threat, they're not attacking. They kind of like saving energy for something else happen. And that's what Pedro Medina noticed when he realized that those 2 guys at the front needs to be pulled back if he wanted to have a chance or his teammate want to have a chance. So that's how the explosion of everyone, including me, happens. And I don't know if it's going to be in the next lap or the other one after, but it's coming, guys. So if you are still here watching the video, just watch it. You can see how I explode. From that moment, I'm gonna go fast forward pretty quick all the way to the end because it was me and a few other people surviving. I was passing them, they were passing me, and it was kind of like a race inside race, like the last group racing. And for a second, it felt like I was in a breakaway, and I got caught at the last lap. They lapped me. They were going for the last lap, and they lapped me. That's how fast they were going. So this corner is pretty tricky too because when you hit the bottom of that corner, you're going full power. There is like a little bump and then starting to go up. Everyone is sprinting. I think that this is the part where Pedro Medina put the hammer down and everyone is sprinting here. I'm like, no. That's the darkest moment for me on the race because I'm losing it. Like I don't know what's going on. I can move faster. That's it. That's my top speed right there, and everyone is like riding away. I'm like, no. And then I have to pass here in front of my family. I'm like, oh man. Why can't I last to at least the last lap? But more training for sure. More training. So I keep my pace, and I'm starting to see that I guess I like because there's not that many teams against the biggest team, which is City Bikes. And this is one thing that I heard in the beginning of the race, and it makes a lot of sense. Like when someone says, "Oh, just put a couple of guys together and make another team, so it could be 2 teams of 6." And yeah, that's true. So I starting to look down and looking at my speed. Right now, I don't have anyone to contend on the corner, so I can take a little faster. And I see that it's still single file, but all of a sudden, I'm starting to look at and they're slowing down. I'm like, no way they're slowing down. No, I don't believe it, they're slowing down. Like, what happened? And I guess that what happened in this case is that whoever was at the front pulling, which I'm pretty sure that was Pedro, he asked for someone to help, and then we have the City by working perfectly on what they need to do. So I was able to get it back. I'm like, no. And there was not only me, there was a couple of people that got caught on that acceleration, and they were all back together. I'm like, yes, that's crazy. I survived another lap. that's why I would say sometimes when you get into that dark moment when you are losing the wheel, you think that that's it for the whole day, that's it for the whole race. Keep going, keep your pace, keep your energy up. Don't give up, because you know what's gonna happen next. And like for example, look what happened here. I was able to reconnect, not for much longer, but I was able to do it, and I was super happy that I was able to stay with the group one more lap. At this point, in my mind, I already knew that was going to be just a matter of time, unless they decide to slow down completely, which the chase is still on for the two riders at the front, and as long as they see them, uh, they're gonna keep going hard. So everyone right now, is in recovery mode. This is a Kingdom, the other rider for Kingdom, that also, because all these guys are passing me right now, they were behind me when the attack happens, and the guy at the front is still Pedro Medina, so he's going for another attack. I'm like, my heart rate was crazy. So I see that the front here there is another there is like a separation. They're starting to form little groups. The fastest at the front, another group at the back. This is a different monster. This is not a Hueco. In Miami, we can race a Hueco and we got average speed of 27, 28 miles an hour, 29 sometimes. Pretty much everyone survive that type of race because it's so fast and the corners are so wide open that you can just survive. If you are in the back, you can do the race with the 200 um, normalized power, which is pretty much nothing if you are in the 150 or more. And but here is power. Here is technique on the downhills, power in the uphill, position to the hills, and how aggressive are you willing to race without compromise anyone, because if you really need to ride and race aggressive, you doesn't have to be in a point that someone else get unsafe around you. But I see there is a group in front of me. I don't see the main group anymore. That means that there was another major attack. This is a false flat. This part over here is a little hilly. We're still going up until we go down the hill. So from those two climbs, there is not much to recover until you get to this downhill. So this is a pretty nice course. Pretty strong. No doubt that whoever wins is the strongest. And I see this group at the front. I'm looking at them and like, oh, they're going fast, but they're going at a speed that I can catch it for sure. So I'm gonna put another effort here. And I was trying to get my power data and everything to the races, guys, but I still don't know how to do it, and I haven't had the time to do it. So I'm burning a match right now, because I know that if I can get to them, it's gonna be easy for me just to roll in a group than rolling by myself. Besides, I don't know how many people are behind me, or if I'm the last one. I don't have an idea who's behind me. So I'm trying to get in this group and see if I can roll with them. So this is the second group in the row right now. The front group went from maybe 30 riders to 10 riders, including the 2 riders in the breakaway and the one with the winner's jersey for the series. So I'm trying to get to this group, and I completely blew up. I don't have my I don't have the mics on right now, but if I had it, you would be listening to me. I explode. I even make a sound, and I couldn't get to them. But this is another thing that I want to tell you guys, and this is what I explored right here. So the rider that was behind me noticed it, and he decided to keep moving forward. So at this point, there was two choices for me. I either keep going until the next hill and pull away from the race, or I can just keep my pace and use it as training since we don't have hills anywhere. So I chose choice number 2. So I decided to put my pace on, and I decided to see if I was able to at least minimize my losses from this group, which looks more than my level than the other guys. The other guys were flying. They're monsters in a good way. So I'm gonna put the rest of this race in fast forward because it's gonna be me catching a few guys at the front, a few guys catching me, and this and that until the last climb where the main group catch us all. But I would encourage anyone, come and race. Even if you finishes like this, racing by yourself, that's one of the most important things. You can race it yourself, and then next time you can race yourself again, and so on, and it would be kind of like you versus you until you get good enough to be you versus everyone else. So let me see how can I fast forward this a little bit. This is one of the best circuits that we have down by Miami, which this is in Fort Lauderdale by XC Richmond Griffin and I-75. Just in the corner of that exit used to be a garbage place, and they make a park, and there is a lot of people and activity every weekend. There's even horses around, people riding horses and everything. It's pretty nice park. once again, guys, thank you for watching, and your comments means a lot. Especially we put all this time for making the video, and they are pretty much for everyone to enjoy and maybe learn something about it. Uh, we're going for the last lap. We have the group behind us, so we're working together over here. We are the lap people. We're gonna be lap. Look at Alejandro. Alejandro is flying his way up. Everyone is here. They caught the two guys that were at the front, including the winners jersey. Look, this is the elite group right here, guys. This is the group that was able to catch us. So we let them pass. We went to a corner, left corner, since the right side of this climb is the easiest one to go. So we went to the left for them to have a clear shot, and indeed Alejandro just flew by and everyone else. So we're keeping our pace, even though that we may be able to get back in that group. Is not ethic if we have been dropped from that group to interfere in any matters, because you don't know how it's gonna be for any of them that are probably at their max right now, because we're getting close to the end, and it's not fair. I have seen a lot of people. Even one race that I was here, there was a guy that got dropped on the first lap, and then on like the fifth lap, he's getting close to the climb, and he looked back and he see us coming, and he point to his teammate to jump, and the teammate jump on his wheel, and he's starting to pulling the teammate up. I'm like, what is this? And then I asked him after the race, and I say, hey, why you did that? You're not supposed to do that at all. Like, you're not contending anymore. You're not supposed to help. And he said, no, I'm do whatever I want to do. And I say, yeah, okay. That's good to know. So, yeah, we're gonna go to the bell lap in a second. The group is also going for the bell lap. That means that if they did one more lap, we did 16 miles. Our average speed was mine average speed was around 20 miles an hour. They did 18 miles, so they did one more lap. So they're ringing the bell right here, going to the last lap. I got one guy at the front that has been with us for a little bit, and he was going up and down. I got one guy behind me, and I'm like, okay, let me do my last pull. And I'm not expecting to sprint or nothing at the end, because we even got lap. I don't know how many people got lap as well. Based on the group that passed us, there were a lot of people either in between or behind us. But this is the last lap for us and everyone, and this is the 40 plus. Anyone from cap 5 to cap 1, it could be a person that is 40 years old and decide to buy a bicycle now because he wants to get in shape, or it could be a national champ that is category 1 and doesn't want to race with the young guys on this race, and decide to use the benefit of being over 40. And another thing, the guy that there is a few guys here that are over 50, and they come and race a 40 plus, destroy us, and then they go to the 50 plus and win or get podiums. So kudos for those guys that are able to maximize the time on the bike and do it the right way, to the point that they can afford 2 races at a really high level and have good results in one or both of them. So I'm catching the guy that was kind of like with us all the time. He has showed that he's pretty strong in the climbs. I know that I have someone behind me. This is not a tactical game right here because it's just three of us going for what, for maybe 15 plays or something like that. So I don't care if I'm gonna be at the front or the back, or if I win out of these three, or if I get last. I'm just having a blast that I was able to make the race, enjoying um, this climb for the last time of today's day. And this is another thing: if you come to this park to practice, these climbs are gonna be closed. They don't allow you to use them unless that you are racing. So if you want to try this one, you haven't tried, you have to pin a number and race by category or race by age. And I would recommend that if you're age enough to be a master, use it on your benefits, because there are kids here that race a 4-5 or the pros that they are monsters, super strong, super skinny, and they come with the ability of destroying you on the first lap for sure. So if you are a master, take your chances with the masters, learn and have fun. Like this guy in front of me, I think that if I'm not mistaken, he's over 50, because I saw him racing on the next race. So he raced this one and he went back for more punishment in the House of Pain, and he was able to race both. Um, and he did outstanding. He finished this race knowing that he was going to do another one. So he started sprinting since the bottom of the climb. I'm trying to follow. I know that there is a guy behind me and he's gonna jump, because a race is a race. So we're racing for number, I don't know, but we're still racing. And at this point over here, that's it. I'm done. Nice race. Hope to do better on the next one. And that's it. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I'm super happy for Nani that won first place on the women's category.